us.
It's back.
The Greenberg is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're
All right. Hello, everyone. Miami Dolphin fans, everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. That's the one and only. Wait, this way. Fish Tank Hank. I'm Bobby Fidstalk, and welcome to another edition of Fidstalk today on the Fidstalk Sports Network. Full disclaimer: Hank is coming down with something. I'm down with something. I got a call. Hank has one coming. So forgive us, but nothing's going to hold us back from talking Miami Dolphins and celebrating the one and only Zach Thomas. But before we do that, let me welcome my buddy, Fish Tank. How you doing, brother?
I'm a little bit under the weather, actually. I went to training camp, and I had to leave early because I started feeling sick there. And today it carried over. So it's one of those days, I guess. But, it's an exciting day. Zach Thomas, as you said, going into the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty stoked about that. I mean, I watched him play, and it's been years and years and years. And I was like, wow, why is this guy not in, And you look at some of the comparables to him, and, he's only 5'11" and this and that. And there's only 3 players to go in that were 5'11". And the other one was Nick Bonacati. And I don't remember who the other person was. Sam Mills, maybe? I don't remember. But anyway, I just thought that was really neat that 2 of them are from the Miami Dolphins.
So. There you go. It was so cool. And I got to watch some parts of this speech. It was 11 o'clock my time. It was with my son. But I did tune into some parts of the speech. And, I mean, he got emotional over talking about Junior Seau. Spoke about his teammates, Jason Taylor, which, I mean, you were a Dolphins fan. Who didn't love Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas?
Great guy that lives here.
And just watching those guys growing up, the defenses they put up. And not that we ever won a Super Bowl with them, but, I mean, they made up for that with the way they played on the field and off the field. You go on Twitter and you see Zach Thomas Fish Tank with these fans. Everybody's gone, and yet he's hanging out with the Dolphin fans. That's how I got a signed jersey from Zach Thomas. And my mother was wearing Merino. My stepfather was wearing Zach Thomas. And he stayed with Jason Taylor after the game. And he hung out with the fans. And he didn't rush. Dan Marino did. And I get it. Marino's Marino. But after that game, he sped off. I remember that. He signed a couple things and took off. Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor did not do that. They stayed, they laughed, they hung out, they had conversations with you. That's what really stood out to me about Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor, but Zach Thomas right now.
I wasn't as lucky as you, Bobby.
Oh, well, I did live in Miami. I grew up in Miami, so I attended some games. And, we used to stay outside, and there was a little area there where there was a fence, and the players would come out. They would stay in the fence. I believe that's where they were parked. But these guys actually made their way out to the fans, and it was just an awesome experience. So not only the memorable plays on the field, but it was the moments off the field, the personal moments where I was like, yo, this guy, I have 3 jerseys of him, is maybe my favorite Dolphin with Jason Taylor. Everybody says Dan Marino. Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor are my guys.
See, I had a whole completely different experience trying to get an autograph from him. And I was at a Patriots game because I was stationed up in Boston at the time. So I went to the game, and something happened where they had to call everybody back out to the field again. And it was like something stupid where they had to snap the ball and end the game or something. And Zach Thomas was pissed off, okay? He was not happy that they were going back out on that field just for whatever it was. The game was basically already over, so they just, So he wasn't in the mood to talk with anybody by the time it was time for them to leave. And as they were getting on the bus, you could see it in their faces that they were ticked off that it took quite a while. So it took a lot of extra time. And so he wasn't too happy that day, and neither were a bunch of the Dolphins. So, but even though they won, they did win, but that wasn't the point. It was some big mix-up, some little mix-up in my mind. But so, fins up, everybody.
Hey,
Sorry
everybody
about
tuning in again. No, hey, we're talking about Zach Thomas. If all Dolphin fans are hyped about Zach Thomas, if you're not, there's something wrong with you. I mean, even if you weren't old enough to remember him, if we have any younger viewers here, go watch his plays. Go watch what he did. He meant a lot. He meant a lot to this organization. Just like JT, just like Ricky, just like Dan. I mean, we didn't celebrate any Super Bowls with these guys, but what they did on the field, and again, what I've experienced off the field with them. Same thing with Jim Kelly. He was there today, and I obviously Buffalo Bill. Was not a fan of him on Buffalo. No one's a fan of any Buffalo Bills. But as a person, Jim Kelly's right there with those two guys. Just great dudes. Mark Clayton, Richmond Webb are next. We got to pound the table for those guys like we did with Zach. We got to get those guys. But it's such an awesome experience. It's just somebody it should not have taken this long for him to get into the Hall of Fame. There's no debate with this.
And I think in my mind, Zach Thomas fully gave heart, mind, and body to the game. And if you watch him play, you'll see all three of those things on every snap he's involved in. He just used to throw his body in there, jump, dive, and tackle people. I mean, it's just amazing the hits he would put on people. I'm just glad that Jimmy Johnson overlooked the fact that he wasn't the fastest guy. Overlooked the fact that he's only 5'11", so he wasn't the biggest guy either. I'm glad Jimmy Johnson had the insight to see something in Zach Thomas, and he got to have the Pro Football Hall of Fame induct him today. So that's pretty great. I mean, how much better than that can you get? Talk about pinnacle in life, but he's also getting at a great time in his life too, though.
He is, yeah.
He did have to wait a while, but you know what? He's at a great age where he's got, kids, grandkids, etc. So
it makes you probably appreciate it a lot more too. It took you a little bit to get in. Now you're in, and and like you said, his kids are older. They've got to experience this with him. He was a 5th round pick. Credit to Jimmy Johnson for making that pick. Hell yes. Yes. Let's give credit where it's due to Jimmy Johnson. Yeah. But you know what? All credit goes to Zach Thomas for putting that work in, because some of these 5th round picks, Dolphins have experience with it, don't do much. He did it. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Good for him. Ralphie Boy in the house. Good to see you, Ralphie Boy.
Ralphie.
What's up? Back It Up Binge Podcast. Hammer Time, Steve Malloy. And probably it's a good time because talking about Zach Thomas, something I noticed, and this will segue into our little talking point here, Fish Tank, is one thing I noticed on Twitter was when a lot of Dolphin fans who attended the Dolphins Challenge Cancer last year, and we're going to touch on that right now. Zach Thomas participated in that last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I saw a picture of him standing, taking time to take a picture with fans in that. That just tells you the type of guy he is. And maybe some Dolphin fans who are watching right now, and again, you're watching Finstock today on the Finstock Sports Network. might not know what's up, Cap? Good to see you, brother. Might not
What's
know
up,
what the
Cap?
Dolphins Challenge Cancer is. Let me go put this up here. The Cancer Challenge is something that's hosted every year by the Miami Dolphins. It's actually let me get this up here. It's the number one fundraiser in the NFL with the largest professional sports commitment of $75 million directly supporting cancer initiatives. This year, I have joined with Worldwide Dolphin Fans Group with other great Dolphin fans, such as Big E, Ian Berger. He was a part of the show a couple weeks back, Fish Tank. 305 Sports Babe, Ashley, and fans representing over 5 different countries. I won't be doing the bike ride. They have different tiers, different groups. You could walk, you could run, you could ride, you could be virtual as a part of this team. You're raising funds. I'm raising funds. Everyone who's participating is doing that in one fashion. This will be on February 24th, 2024. Let me see, more than 5,000 participants, 300 teams will join in on these activities in February the 24th. $10 million, over $10 million was raised in 23. They've raised over $64 million for local cancer research since 2010. 100% of the money they make, it's not like 70% goes to the cancer research and 30% goes to the Dolphins or not. No, 100% goes to the Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center in the University of Miami. I will be participating in the 5K. I'll be walking with Ian, and we'll be walking for the people I'm walking for. Okay, and their names will be in the back of the shirt. I gave them a pretty big list. Hopefully, they're all in the back of the shirt. But I will be specifically walking for my grandfather Rafael Verdesa, my uncle Joey Melendez, my great grandfathers Peter Sherhall and Glenn Blackman, my wife's grandfather Luis Fernando Velez, my mother-in-law's favorite aunt Endermina Velez, my friends Doug Fouts and Lisa Langen, and then my brother on this network who hosts the Real Talk Finns Talk show, Steve Malloy. I'll be walking for his sister, Erica Laura Went. Those are the people I'm walking for. I'm walking for everybody who's ever fought cancer, but these are the specific people that I'm walking for that day. You might not be able to participate. You might not be able to go there, but let me tell you something, ask you something you could do. You could, if you're willing, scan that barcode. You could find the link directly, if you can't scan it, on my Twitter at Bobby Finstock. And you could donate to the Cancer Challenge Cancer. Everybody's had cancer touch them one way or another. Family, they love them personally. Help fight against cancer. Help support this awesome event. Even $5 is appreciated. So that's something that's coming up. It means a lot, I know, to me, Steve, my family, Fish Tank, everyone. It means a lot, And so if you could, please take time, donate whatever you can to support this awesome event and this important fight. So pull this up here. Fish Tank. So,
Fins up, Ender.
Ender in the house. Good to see you. Fish Tank.
Yes, sir.
Off that point there, and we'll pop that back up at the end there, that scan and donate. But here, it's a very good week, not just, specifically for Miami Dolphin fans, let's be sure. Okay, why? First, Zach Thomas gets inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yep.
End of the week on next Friday, Saturday now, so we're on the second week. Next week, this Friday, Fish Tank, the Dolphins play football. They played a scrimmage today, and you're going to be there. And they go against the Atlanta Falcons in Miami. So What a damn good start, good week for the Miami Dolphin fans and for Dolphin players. Football did start already. If people didn't know, they did. The Cleveland Browns faced the New York Jets in the Hall of Fame game. I
didn't catch that game. I didn't catch it.
I started it because I wanted to see football again, and
I was passed out, man. I was passed out.
Kelly, the one player that stood out to me, and I didn't see his first name, but was the Browns running back. I was thinking about players that stood out, but this guy really caught my eye. Was this guy Kelly Jr. and somebody might know his name, but he looked really good for the Browns. And so I like watching preseason whenever I could, because you never know. One of these guys might be a Dolphin. Players get cut. Players get traded during preseason. So it's cool to take a look around and watch different teams. The Jets, you could say you want to scout the Jets to see how they do, but Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing. Breece Hall wasn't playing. Sauce Gardner wasn't playing. It's the first game of preseason. So, but just watching some of these players, getting a chance to kind of scout them and go. So when they become available, you could say, hey, remember this guy, So you didn't get a chance to tune in. It's on Friday. I'll tell you how I felt. It was so damn good seeing football being played again. Damn good. Yes, I loved watching the Miami Heat in the finals. I enjoyed watching the Florida Panthers. I'm okay watching the Miami Marlins, but nothing touches Miami Dolphins football, in my opinion. Fish Tank. Do you agree?
I totally agree. That is the only sport that I really knuckle down into is the NFL, and it's always the Miami Dolphins. So, I'm obviously a big Miami Dolphins fan.
Hey, that's true. Today, thank you, Steve. You guys can catch Steve Malloy and Rob of DolphinsThirsty.com. You catch them on Tuesday nights, 7:30 Eastern with Real Talk Fins Talk.
Fins up.
Devin
Steve.
A. Chain walking gingerly today did not participate in the scrimmage. I did see that. Hopefully nothing serious. Hopefully he's just trying to manage himself. Obviously he's been playing very well in training camp. Dolphin fans are very excited to watch him. We all are. We'll see. Dolphins, the Heat, in Formula One. Christopher Jones. There you go, Chris.
Up, Evan.
Thank you for tuning in. Evan Posner in the house. Bonjour, Papa, and Monfrere. And
my son.
And Bandwagon. Hey, Thursday nights.
Thursday nights at 8 o'clock.
And Evan Posner, the driver of the Bandwagon. They've reunited. They're back Thursday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern. Hop on the Bandwagon. Punch your ticket. If you just want straight up positivity, unless you're Evan, tune in at 8 o'clock Eastern to the Fins Bandwagon. At a photo shoot at my kids going to be. Yes, that's right. He is. His kids will be on the cover of a magazine up in Montreal. He's having fun with that.
Sweet.
So
what for?
I think some family magazine. He talked about it a little bit, if I remember, on Thursday before our show.
Right on.
Yeah, his kids are prettier than him, so people want to take pictures of the kids.
Well, yeah, look at him.
I know.
I mean, he came from these loins.
Oh gosh. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, here's some little news tidbit on the Dolphins. First off, the Dolphins, we all talk about, we know we love the defensive line. We love the edge rushers, but we know there's some depth concerns in regards of the nose tackle position. We got Raquan Davis, but we don't really have anything. We don't have nothing behind him unless we go ahead and promote or sign the undrafted free agent. Emmanuel Agba has been playing inside during training camp. I'm excited about that, Fish Tank. I'm intrigued by that. But the Dolphins are exploring their options. They have worked out Marvin Wilson, who played for Philadelphia. He was a star in Florida State, but didn't do much in Philadelphia. But the Dolphins are working him out. So that's a little bit of new tidbit on the Dolphins that's going on right now. What do you think about the Dolphins? Would you prefer, would you rather them go, hey, no, let's go with Emmanuel Agba. This guy knows how to rush the quarterback. I know it's inside. It's not a natural position for him. Or would you rather him, yes, go get a inside defender. Go get that interior defensive lineman. Where are you at on that?
You need the interior defensive lineman. You're going to have to go after it sooner or later. It just all depends on what the coach is thinking, in my opinion. You'd have to go off of what the coach thinks about about the individual players and about his depth. And I'm talking not only Mike McDaniel, I'm talking Vic Fangio, the coach. So let's not just breeze over and think I'm talking to the head coach. No, I'm talking Vic Fangio. I think he's got a lot of pull, obviously. We did nothing but work on defense so far. So,
Talking about Vic Fangio.
Yeah.
I tagged Evan on this, and I don't think he responded on it on X. It's X now, not Twitter. But Fangio, when they were talking about David Long, who has been having some flashes in camp, Steve Malloy brought him up. But they were asking about David Long, and he said he's shown flashes, but he needs to be consistent. And who talks more about consistency than me? I love that. I love that we have a coach. It's not about sugarcoating anything. No, it's not about having big. He had 1 or 2 big plays. That's amazing. Yeah. No, you have in, week out, you need to be productive.
Absolutely.
You've got to be productive. And that's what he's expecting of this defense. And I'm very excited to see how that translates into this season. There's guys that we might project to be the starters, Fish Tank, who might not be the starter because they're not consistent. He even said Javon Holland's the only starter in the safety. You would think Brandon Jones might have the inside or Deshaun Elliott. No, he says, no, we do not know who the starter is next year. Then it's like, whoa, okay, damn, I see you. All right. So I like what I'm hearing. Have you been able to see? I know it's been a long week for you. You've been to training camp, a little under the weather, but have you been able to see anything with Vic Fangio and what he's talked about, his little press conference that he did? Or not press conference, it was an after-practice interview.
I did a little bit of reading on Twitter about a few comments here and there, but I didn't really delve into it, no, because I've been busy, like you said.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, catching parts of that speech or that after-practice interview, I came away very impressed. Less about the hype, more about what he's saying, because Evan says I'm not allowed to say it, but I'll say it. He comes off very realistic. He's not sugarcoating anything. He's not going to tell you you're going to be great. No, you got to earn to be great.
Wait a minute.
I'm not going to make you feel good. No, it's going. You have to do it. You have to do it.
Don't throw that realistic in there.
Realistic.
I don't like that realistic.
Capital C.
You talk about this man,
T,
but don't throw your realistic on his back.
You love it. Realistic. With a capital C at the end. Realistic.
With a capital ick at the end.
Oh, gosh. I'll make a t-shirt. Realistic.
Ick. I'm just going to get you one, and it's going to say ick on it.
I love it. Hey, you know what is realistic? How many damn good football players are on this Dolphins team? And why do I say that? I'm not going off my opinion. I'm not going off my opinion. I'm going off the NFL player's opinion. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Christian Wilkins, Tua. Who else was there? Terran Armstead. I think Tua was 83. Tua was 82. Armstead was 83. Christian Wilkins 81 on the top 100 list. You know who came in at 44? Jalen freaking Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
Of course, he was followed number 36 by Jalen Ramsey. Tyreek Hill hasn't showed up yet. I just love that. There you go. I'm not being egotistic. There's nothing egotistic about me. Just straight facts, homie. But what I will say is I had somebody telling me, won't mention their name, was saying, DeAndre Hopkins is better than Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he's better than Jalen Waddle. He didn't mention Jalen Waddle, but obviously if you're saying that DeAndre is better than Tyreek, you're thinking he's better than Jalen Waddle. Well, where was DeAndre Hopkins on that list? I think he was in the 90s. They haven't talked about Tyreek, and I guarantee you Tyreek is on that top 100. Okay,
you mean top 10?
Top 10, baby. Damn well. Hey, guess what? I don't need to give you my opinion. Jalen Waddle is better than DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not giving you my opinion. That's the players that said that. The players said that.
Exactly.
So let me ask you, Fish Tank. What do you think about Waddle's ranking? He's obviously he's higher than. This is a great segue because I saw this today and I thought it was a great conversation piece for you and I, because we have this whole realistic conversation. We love to have fun with that. But Waddle,
you have fun with it.
I know.
You know why?
If you had hair, you'd lose it with me.
Let me tell you why you have fun with it. Because all you do is talk over me and keep saying realistic. See?
Over you.
And so I let you just have your way and let you have your realistic.
Is that what that you want? Yeah, your little shanks you do on the side there, throw it all in. I know what you do. Don't play all innocent over there. Drink your water.
Hey, I'm thirsty, Hey.
Thirsty for
Get
Dolphins
dried
content?
out doing all this talking.
Hey, you're thirsty for Dolphins content? Go to dolphinsthirsty.com. He's not here, but I'll give him his plug. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Herbert should not be in front of Tyreek Hill. I will not know. But Jalen Waddle's number 44, obviously above Tua, above Terran Armstead. This was last year, of course. Okay, this is not, but then Christian Wilkins. What do you think of him being at number 44? How do you feel about that?
I know he could have been higher, but at the same time, I understand why he's at 44 too. I mean, he is. First of all, he's not a quarterback, and I think a lot of respect comes for some player that's sitting at 44. I mean, come on.
Hey,
that's better than 50%. First of all, on a 100 list out of quite a few folks. So you're talking thousands, right? So I like it. I like where he sits right now. I think he'll be higher next year.
Hey, and again, this is going to sound egotistical, Evan, but I don't care. But I will say is that Devontae Smith, I believe, was 100 or 99, and I know he was in the 90s, and he's a damn good football player. I like Devontae coming out, but I remember when we were looking for a wide receiver to draft for Tua, everybody was on a wide receiver. Of course, Jamar Chase, but you weren't gonna get him. He was going to be one of the first ones. Kyle Pitts, I loved Kyle Pitts, but I
wanted Pitts.
Yeah, I mean it was Pitts, Jalen Waddle, Chase, Devontae Smith. And I remember a lot of people wanted Devontae Smith. I remember people, no, we're getting Devontae Smith, bro. And I'm like, no, Jalen Waddle is what this guy needs. And we took
I'm glad we got Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle is the 44th best player in the NFL. Yeah. Voted on by his peers. That's pretty damn cool. Damn cool.
Yeah, it is. I think he can move up too, though, realistically.
There you go. And you know what? You used that word correctly. Congratulations. You're not being a homer when you said that. But
what are you trying to say, that I don't use words properly now? Come on, man. What kind of hack job is that? Come on, don't come after me like that.
Hey, you know what? We're both under the weather. We're going at it. We're having fun. We're doing our best here. Hey,
man, I'm gonna pull out the gloves next.
There you go.
I'll tell you, you're getting violent on me.
Devontae Smith over Waddle talk was because he did really well playing.
You got so violent, I spilt my water.
Oh my! Oh dang! My bad. I'll
had me shaking. See, look.
I got you. Yeah, Evan saying, "Lay off my dad." All right, my bad. I'll take it easy. This has been talked about, not between you and I. But, me and Steve touched on it. How did you like? I don't know if you and Evan discussed on it. I may have missed that part. Eli Apple. Of course, Jalen Ramsey goes down. He's out till possibly December, even though he's off crutches yesterday. But we brought in Eli Apple. How do you like that move? Do you think he's gonna make the roster, or do you like it? Or is this like it's a camp body? I'm not worried. And by camp body, I mean respectfully. I mean like, hey, we just need to sign him to fill that role. But how do you feel about that?
I think it tells me that Vic Fangio's been watching. First of all, free agents that are available to him.
You moved pretty quick.
I think he's also been watching in case somebody got hurt, because look how quick they got somebody in. And if you look at the talent that was available, who else you going to get other than Eli Apple? So what do I think? I think it was a great pickup, and I believe they should have done it.
There you go. Just to touch on my point with Steve, we'll just keep going. You catch that episode on Finstock Sports Network on YouTube. Catch Real Talk Finstock, me and Steve. I was on there because Rob is on vacation. So I was on there for a little bit. And what I had said was just basically he's to fill that role that they lost Ramsey. They bring in another corner. I think this is a great opportunity for Cam Smith, Kader Kohu. He's been doing really well. He's been praised. So I think it fills that role. I think it just pushes those guys. We'll see if he makes the roster. I'm not ready to say he will. I'm not going to jump that gun, but I will say that it's a good move because he's a veteran. He's played in a couple Super Bowls. Evan brought that up on Tuesday. But I think I think it's a good move because obviously Fangio moved quick on it. You're right. It wasn't like they waited a couple days or waited a few weeks. And no, they was like, as soon as Ramsey went down, they brought in Eli Apple. So he fits what the defense is going to do, what his vision is, Fangio's vision. But again, I think this would be great for the young guns. I think this is good for them because it shows them, hey, you're not automatically in that spot. You got to work for it. Just because a guy goes down, you're not getting that role. No, you got to earn it. And so I like it. I liked it.
I love it.
Well, Fish Tank, let's get to the bread
sir.
and butter here, sir. We haven't done this in a while, but we're going to touch on it just a little bit. You know, we get a little more in depth during the season, but it's preseason officially. And the Dolphins play the Atlanta Falcons in Miami.
Yes.
Next Friday. This coming
And I'm going to be there, Bobby.
You're going to be there. And obviously, Tua's not playing. Tyreek Waddle, I don't assume they're playing. You never know, but I don't assume they will. That's why I don't have them in this graphic. But I got A-Chain, and I'm excited to see him. So, Fish Tank, they open up their preseason against the Falcons. Give me about 3 players, if you can, sir. 3 players that you are excited to see to get the chance to watch in game 1 of the preseason for the Dolphins.
Let's see. Wynn.
Isaiah Wynn. Guard.
See Isaiah Wynn. I want to see him play. Who'd they bring in to back up right tackle again? Who was that? Oh, I want to see how our depth plays on the D line. That's the main focus, is the D line. Whatever depth we have, I want to see how they play. I also want to see how the offensive line plays. I'm still curious, do we have the right pieces in at guard? Do we have the right pieces at right tackle with Austin Jackson? Because I heard he's been still getting beat up. So, and the linebackers. I'll also be watching the linebackers. And they say that nobody's in it's almost the whole team. Safeties, because you know that Vic Fangio has said that the other side isn't taken yet. So are they going to move a cornerback to the safety? I keep thinking they're going to move a cornerback to the safety role, is what I keep thinking. I don't know why, but I just keep thinking that.
I feel you, and I'm thinking Cam Smith. I just keep thinking of Cam Smith. I think they could play with that. I don't know. It could be different. I don't know. But
he got hurt too, didn't he?
He came off gingerly. Yeah, I hope it's just like one of those little things. It's hot. They pull something. I like the names that I'm seeing here. You brought up Isaiah Wynn. I'm going to say in place of Isaiah Wynn because I want to see him. But I know Eichenberg. Today I saw his name pop up from Omar Kelly saying he was getting embarrassed. I want to see Eichenberg game 1. The job's on the line. Show me something. I want to see Austin Jackson. I hope he's playing. I want to see that difference. I want to see him dominate in the few series he's in. Kendall Lamb's another guy, offensive line, that I would like to see. I've heard good things. He was the left tackle. During just this week, I saw somebody say Cedric. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting how to butcher. I don't want to butcher his last name. Cedric Obany or whatever his last name. I heard he butchered. He's not left tackle. We'll see. And I have his picture here. Man, I want to see some Devin A-Chain. I want to see some A-Chain. I want to see him break off give me one big play. I'd love to see it.
Just see his speed go, right?
I want to see it.
Watch the speed clock.
That's right. I want to see it. And then chosen it, Ogobui. Thank you, Ogobui. That's the tackle, Cedric Ogobui. I want to see that. So for me, it's Devin A-Chain, Eichenberg with Jackson. I want to see those two guys. And Chosen Anderson. Steve and I talked about this. He hasn't really been doing much in camp. He had one good play yesterday, I believe. He hasn't been doing much. I want to see how he performs in preseason. I think he'll get a few reps. Obviously, Tyreek and Jalen won't. I want to see that in the tight ends, obviously. But those are the 3 main people that I'm really going to be zoning in on. Will we be doing a post game? No. I don't think we will. It's preseason. I think we'll touch on Fish Tank and I will do a post game or do a review on Saturday because if it's on Friday. But during the season, we will be doing post game right after the game. But yeah, and then quarterbacks. There's one, Skylar and Mike White. Let's take a look at those guys. See what they do. Today, Chosen did well. Good to hear.
Did good yesterday too.
It's good. Boo boo. I quit. Oh, shut it. But Fish Tank. Again, let me just thank everybody for tuning in. Again, great week to be a Dolphins fan. Great time to be a Miami sports fan. I'll just say that too. But especially a Dolphins fan. Zach Thomas at the start of the week, Saturday, gets inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's official. He's in there. It's well deserved. Clayton and Richmond Webb should be next for the Dolphins, we hope. And then finally, it ends with the Dolphins going against the Atlanta Falcons at home. Game 1 of the preseason. Fish Tank Hank, Miss Kelly will both be there. Live, tailgating, partying it up with their nice car.
Southeast
finding the
corner.
car. I saw that some guy took a picture of it in the parking lot. You were at the training camp. He found your car. I'm like, I thought that was funny. But catch Fish Tank. I don't think I have. Oh, I do. If you want to find Fish Tank, there, let me find it. There it is. There he is. Look for that car, and you'll find Fish Tank Hank at the game. And again, guys, don't forget, if you will, you can find the link on my Twitter at Bobby Fintz Talk. Or if you're watching this on a computer, or you grab another phone, scan that barcode. That'll take you to the fundraiser page on the Dolphins Challenge Cancer website. It'll be my personal page for the team. And if you're willing, donate, or at least share this with friends, family, and let's get this ball rolling. Let's put up the fight. I would appreciate that. But Fish Tank, any final thoughts, sir, before we wrap it up for an awesome week and as we get ready for Dolphins versus the Falcons on Friday night?
Yeah, I'm going to be going down there already. Something hit my car and broke my car on my way back home. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that fixed or not.
What did it break?
It's got like where the two scoops are in the front, the vents, it hit one of the black vents and it just popped it out, and it's just kind of not clipped in. Basically, it's not a big deal. But I tried to pull it and just clip it back together and it didn't go. So I need to take it to the dealer and let them do it. I'll probably still drive down, but because it's just there to protect it for stuff flying up. So
it did its job.
It did its job, exactly. So if they got to replace that, it's no big deal. It's just like this scoop piece that's about this big.
To me, it sounds like sabotage. I think it was a Jets fan. They saw you and they threw something at your car.
No, just it's like always. Something flew off the back of an idiot's truck who just throws crap in the back of their truck. It flew off. It went left toward mine and hit the front of my car.
Damn.
So it happens. It looked like it was a can or something. So
wow.
I just said, well, what are you going to do about that? You don't swerve, you just have to sit there and let it hit the car. That's the way it is.
Damn. Well, hopefully you get that
but
fixed.
it's not bad. It's not bad. And like I said, I'll be in the southeast corner over by the tennis courts. I'm going to try to get there around 4 or 5. I don't know. I don't remember how early they let you in, but I know the game's at 7. So I'm going to try to get in there early. I'm guessing around 4 or 5. And because I need to find a new spot, being I have new seats.
There you go. All right. Well, and I hope you feel better, sir. I know you're
yes,
fighting
sir.
something.
You too.
Thank you kindly. You can catch Fish Tank Hank at least one more time this week on FinSoft Sports Network on the Fins bandwagon with Evan Posner. Evan, of course, will come at me. He doesn't like the word realistic. He doesn't like when I say Homer, so he'll be already coming at me, or Steve. He loves coming at Steve for Real Talk Fins Talk. So it's gonna be fun, guys. We have so much great content on here, not just in general sports. We do have sports, basketball, wrestling. We're trying to get basketball, baseball. We got college football coming on, but Dolphins content. We got the NFL, but we got great Dolphins content. We got 3 great Dolphin shows, probably the best shows on YouTube. We got, of course, Fins Talk Today with Fish Tank and myself. We got Real Talk Fins Talk with Rob and Steve. And then we got Evan Posner, joined by the one and only Fish Tank Hank, on the Fins bandwagon. So hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you. And as always, Fish Tank, like, subscribe, Fins up, everybody. We'll see you next Saturday. Or Thursday if you're Fish Tank. Fins up.